welcome back to the Drive Home Reviews podcast, where I review the movies that I have just seen as I am driving home from the theater. And I'm not going to do that today. I don't think I can do that today. This will probably be one of my shorter episodes. I always say that, and then it still runs 20 minutes. Because, you know me, I love the sound of my own grating voice. But this film is practically unreviewable. There is nothing to talk about. There is absolutely nothing of interest to discuss when it comes to this fucking movie. It's almost amazing that for the hour and a half of life that this movie took from anybody who watched it, to come out of it and say there is nothing to discuss about it. There's nothing good. There's nothing interestingly bad. There is nothing. This film is a non-film. It practically doesn't exist. And the fact that it disappeared from the movie theaters, so fast is a testament to that. And here's the funny part. Here is the really funny part about this is I knew all of this going in from the trailers. I could have told you all of this, that this is going to be just the most bland, boring, pointless, meaningless endeavor of the entire year. Just from the fucking trailers, you can see that it's trying to be every quick cash grab kids movie. It's got a hip soundtrack, and of course the characters dance because they had a hip soundtrack and did a lot of dance numbers in those fucking troll movies that I swear only people who are high or missing a couple brain cells can appreciate. But yeah, I could have told you all of this without watching it. So the question you're probably asking is, why then, Drive Home Reviews, why then, Brandon, did you take the hour and a half to watch this movie if you already knew that? After all, I don't go see a lot of movies because I look at them and go, that's going to be a complete waste of time. So why this one? And I answer you, because, believe it or not, I live and review by a strict ethical code. And as part of that code, I do not rant or badmouth or talk about films that I have not personally seen. You have got to give a film a chance to surprise you, even if it looks terrible. There have been numerous examples throughout the course of the 10 years of existence that I have been doing this, where a trailer looks awful, but I go and see it, and you're like, okay, that's actually a much better movie than any advertisements would have had you believe. And even something that looks completely like a piece of shit. Case in point, the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Now, I know some people like them, and I appreciate everybody's opinion, and if they were a vital part of your childhood, then bully for you. Congratulations. My opinion should not, shake that faith. But I'm sorry, if you think these are those Andrew Garfield films were the best Spider-Man movies, you are wrong. You are 100% wrong. And, but I could not say that if I hadn't taken the time to watch them. Because how do you know? Maybe they just looked bad. And they did. And they were. So, with that in mind, I took it upon myself to watch this film because I have had one burning question that has been festering deep inside me from the moment I saw that they were doing this film. And I've been wanting to express it for some time, but again, I had to give the movie a chance to surprise me, to pull out something different, to be something new, to be a unique take on the property, or to bring back some of the original charm, or whatever. You have to give something a chance. But now that I have watched it, I feel completely 100% justified in finally being able to ask the question that has been burning in my soul for months. And that question is as follows. Who the fuck are these movies for? Why do they keep making Smurf movies? Who the hell fucking cares about the Smurfs in this day and age? Now, you could have made the argument, well, they're bringing back all, older IP. That's been going on for almost a decade or more now. I mean, maybe not couple, but several years back they did Yogi Bear and Woody Woodpecker, and why not get the kids interested in it again? Reacquaint them with the history of cartoons and show them that they're maybe something they can connect with their parents with, and their parents who grew up with this can go, oh hey, I have great memories of that. Let me share that with my own children. I get why you did it the first fucking time. I even get that film was successful enough to spawn a fucking sequel after all those god-awful Alvin and the Chipmunks movies racked up how many goddamn sequels? Or squeakwells? God, I fucking hate you. But then they did it a third time, and now they've done it a fourth time. Yeah, by the way, before I get into that, you all do know that there was another one of these, right? In between the two that were the mix of live action and animation that had Neil Patrick Harris and that big-eyed girl from Glee. They did an all-animated one. I think it was called Smurfs The Lost Village or something like that. I think that's what it was called. Yeah. You didn't fucking know that, did you? You didn't remember that, did you? Yeah. Do you know why? Because it sucked. Because no one gave a shit. And yet, from that, the studio decided, wait, I think we've got the magic elixir this time. This time, people will give a shit. And no, nobody gave a shit. Nobody gives a shit about this franchise. Nobody. Even hardcore Smurf collectors. I don't know what you would get out of this. I really don't. It seems to me, the only thing that seems to be the common thread in all of these motherfucking Smurf movies is that they seem to be a chance for fading pop stars whose relevance is slowly draining out of their careers to try one last gasp by voicing Smurfette. Have you noticed this really bizarre and yet oddly specific trend? First, it was Katy Perry. Then in that Smurf Village one, it was Denny Lataro, and now it's Rihanna. All of whom, at the time those films came out, and again, I will admit this. If I'm wrong, then I will admit it. I don't follow music. That is an area of pop culture I just can't. But I think I can safely say that it's been a long time since I've heard anybody talk about Rihanna. It's been a real long time. And at the time that the Katy Perry one came out, she was ailing in her career. And Demi Lovato, yeah, same thing. So it just feels like that is the only reason they make these movies, to get these pop stars a chance to get some songs on the fucking soundtrack, maybe get another hit that way, and yeah. Now, I will have to say, in all fairness, I must give credit to Rihanna. I think she did a pretty decent job. One of the problems with these stunt castings, I'm not going to say that, Katy Perry as Smurfette was the reason those movies sucked. They sucked because they sucked. But one of the problems is that Katy Perry is not an actor. She is a singer. And as such, her voice is distinctive, but for the wrong reason. She sounds like she's reading lines. And the voice doesn't match the character. And before anybody, because I know a certain couple of people who would get on my case like, oh, you can't badmouth that person because of this and that and that and this. Well, to those people, I say, I had the exact same response to Chris Pratt as fucking Mario. Okay? His voice didn't match the character and it stood out. Now, to be fair to Rihanna, I actually think her voice did match the character that they established in this one. And I thought she did an average job. I think an actual actor with voiceover experience would have done better. But in terms of standing out too much as Rihanna, I think she avoided that pitfall and actually made it work. So I will give her some praise for that. Other than that, there's nothing to praise about this movie. There's nothing to talk about with this movie. There is nothing whatsoever to get into. This movie is a waste. It is a waste of time for everybody. It was a waste of time for the voice actors. It was a waste of time for the animators. It was a waste of time for the script writers. It was a waste of time for any theater that dared to put it on. It was a waste of time for anybody who paid money to go see it, and it's a waste of time for you to watch it now. There is nothing in this that in any way, shape, or form makes it worth your time, money, or energy. And the thing is, you don't need me to tell you that. I think most people, again, judging by how fast it leapt out of the theaters and onto streaming, I think most of you are hip to that. I think you all knew it before I did. But again, I had to see it before I could say this. So I feel I can now, with a clear conscience, say, stop making fucking Smurf movies. Nobody cares. If you really gotta do another goddamn stunt-casted 80s cartoon, dancing to pop music things, fucking try the Snorks. Go to the Snorks, all right? They fucking had a band, I think, on that one. So, yeah, there you go. Go with the Snorks. What about the Biscuits? Anybody else remember the Biscuits, the little dogs? Anybody remember that? Yeah, that was a thing. Do that. Do that instead. But let the Smurfs go. God, let it go, people. So, yeah. So again, one of my shorter episodes. I wish they would have actually done a full movie of dances with Smurfs, personally.
Every Smurf is dead. Wiped out, and we will never see them again. Go on, look outside. You won't see any Smurfs.
But yeah, this is awful. This is completely awful, worthless. Yeah. All right, let's just do it. Let's just wrap this up. I don't have any more to rant. I just had to get all that off my chest. So, final grade for Smurfs 2025. It's a fucking F. It's a fucking F, guys. It's fucking F. And you know what makes it a fucking F? Like I said, it's because it's not even bad enough to remember. I guarantee you that you're going to forget about this movie if you haven't already. It's not even, yeah. Fuck. Stop making fucking Smurf movies! However, I digress.
I'm sorry, it's my problem. I'll deal with it.
Okay, well, let's wrap this up. So that's my thought on the Smurfs. So thank you for coming along. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming with me. And as always, drive safe, and I will see you at the movies.